anybody gets things wrong of stuff we talked about, I'm just going to refer you back to the video. And you'll have to watch the whole video from start to finish again to try to figure this out. Because I can't change it. By the way, I'm going to reiterate, this is 7th grade math. And I want to frighten you, but 8th grade math gets harder. Well, I think 7th grade is a harder transition. Once you pick up on the concepts, things kind of like, they just pop, and things aren't so bad. Once you pick up on the thing. Garrett, can I help you with something?
What is 6?
What is 6? 6 is an integer. It's a rational number. It's real. It's half of a dozen. It's the letter B. On lesson 41. Jonah?
24B.
24B is 2/3. Now, Sid.
12.
12 was 36 meters squared. Let's start with number 12, ladies and gentlemen. As Ella will tell you, her first step on problem number 12 is to do what, Ella? I realize that. It kind of went south right at the very beginning. Ella will tell you the first step is to draw the picture. Yes. So we draw the picture as best we can, which looks somewhat like this. I believe this bad boy goes up like this, and then this shoots off like that. Kind of looks like Noah's Ark until we get to the very end here. As I told the other class, you know, the reason I don't give you all these problems is so that you can spend a little more time on each and not have hours and hours of homework that 2, 3, and 2. Not drawn to scale. Alright, ladies and gents, here we go. If you're finding the area of that shape, you have to figure out how you are going to split it. There are some logical ways, and I think they helped you out by giving you this line right here, which gives you a triangle there. What 3 shapes are we probably going to do? I would say most likely you're going to get this rectangle. You are going to get this rectangle, and then you'll end up with this triangle here. You get those 3 areas, I think all is well. Well, let's start with the easiest one. The small one, rectangles are length times width. What is the area of that? So how many people got that? Alright, so we're off to a good start. The area of the bigger rectangle, again, that goes here. Here is what you must understand, people. Okay, you only want this line from here to here, or from here to here. It's not 9, because 9 goes all the way there or all the way there. I mean, people use 9. Alright, I mean, you just, I can't think for you on that. What is that actual length from there to there? Well, 9 goes all the way from there. This little piece is 3, so take 3 away from 9, and the bottom of this rectangle is a 6. And the height is this part, this 2 plus this 2, so the height would be 4. And 6 times 4 is not 36, but 24.
Wait, 9 times 4?
It's 6 times 4. We already established this piece was 6. 9 goes all the way to here. I only go to here. Let me go over that again. You got that?
No, I got it.
Okay. Then we got the triangle, which hopefully you're getting the pattern of writing down the formula, because most people forget to cut it in half. This triangle goes from here to here, which, if you know it's 6 from here to here, again, this part would be 3. The height is the same as the height over there, which is 4. So it is 1/2 of 3 times 4. Half of 12 is 6. So then, adding all of those areas together, 24 plus 6 plus 6 is 36. Whatever it was, units squared. How many people felt relatively confident that they couldn't do that the 3rd time even if they tried? Good. That means you all can do it the 3rd time if you try. And then I believe it also asked you for the perimeter of that. which the only thing you need to figure out is the hypotenuse of that right triangle. And fortunately for you, it is a triple. You don't have to do much work. Sydney, what is the length of the hypotenuse of that right triangle? Why? Because it is a 3, 4 Pythagorean triple 5. So you just need to add up 9 plus 9 plus 5 plus 2 plus 3 plus 2. We already did the 9 down here, so everybody's happy. What do you think? Tomorrow's quiz, when I give you almost the identical problem except change some stuff, you will get that right? Who thinks that they can do it? Help me out here, people. I can only do so much for you, short of giving you the answers, and then I'm not even sure after that. Huh? What?
Then you're kind of like, look, so no homework and.
No homework, yes.
Yeah, and I
just
have a friend that goes to school, and his teacher lets them retake anything they want until they get their grade paper.
good for them.
Wait.
Unlike your teacher who will work you through a quiz and give you an A on it if you really ask him to.
But at least you
I
can
understand. I understand. People, you know, you have to understand. You should be much should be expected from you because you're smart people. If nothing's expected from you, why would you give more than that? And that's what happens there. Ethan Malas.
Are you explaining number 22?
I would love to. But this isn't one for you, please people, because I do this. I see this on the quizzes and people get it wrong, and it's really not that difficult of a thing. 2x squared y cubed. 2x squared y cubed. Correct?
Correct.
Did I write that down right?
Yes.
If you just think about it this way, I don't think this is that difficult. Okay, you start with the outermost exponent first. You have 3 of these things times themselves. You have 2x squared y times 2x squared y times 2x squared y's. Which, if you break it down even farther, if you like, I have 2x times x, y, that's x squared times y, times 2x times x, y. I don't think, hopefully you don't have to do this, but we're going to break her down to its very bitter roots here. Do you see where I came up with those numbers? This is x times x, that's y, that's... So multiplying the numbers together, what is 2 times 2 times 2? That's not tough, is it? Keeler, 2 times 2 times 2 is 8. Yeah, remember, it's not 2 times 3, it's 2 times 2 times 2. It's not 3 2's added together. And then how many x's? X, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's x to the 6th power. And you're multiplying 6 x's. How many y's? 1, 2, 3. Y to the 3rd power. Now, if it makes sense to you, and it probably won't to some of you, please don't do it this way if it doesn't make sense to you. But if you take 2 cubed, you get 8. If you take x squared to the 3rd power, when you have exponents, 2 exponents, you multiply them together. 3 times 2 is 6. And y to the 1st times 3 is y to the 3rd. But most of you don't. That don't make any sense to you. I would get to this point and then work from there. I feel like we've made some progress here. Tomorrow's quiz, that'll be perfectly right. Connor Moore.
20. I'm not sure.
Oh, I love 20. Read that. What is it? 1/2, 1/3 squared?
It's 1/3 squared.
1/3 squared
Minus 1/3 cubed.
minus 1/3 cubed. And again, breaking that down into its little whatever, 1/3 squared is 1/3 times 1/3, and that is
1/6.
it is not 1/6. 3 times 3 is
9.
this is 1/9 minus this is 1/3 cubed, and hopefully Ethan's not going to tell me that's 1/9.
27.
It is 127. 1 times 1 times 1 is 1, 3 times 3 is 9, times 2 is 27. Now, it's a subtraction problem. 1/9 minus 127. common denominators of 27, you get 3 27ths minus 1 27th is 2 27ths. 2 27ths. There. How many people are actually taking notes on this? So on tomorrow's quiz, when I actually do this, yeah, I am giving you every tool for you to use. It's like a test tomorrow. I'm giving you every tool where, I mean, I will give you the same exact thing, except maybe switch it around, make it 1/2 squared minus 1/2 cubed. I can only do so much for you people. I can't spoon feed you. I could, but that would take too long. Lily Johnson. Do you have a question? Oh, you didn't have a question. Brady Twig.
Can you do number 16 on the board, please?
Sure.
Oh, that one is kind of ugly. I'll give you that one. Not hard. 19. Just confusing. Plus 4 2/7. Divided by, I'm going to guess it gets easier after we do the first step. 1 11/49. Why would they give you something like this?
Because they're cruel and evil.
I think it probably gets, I'm going to guess it gets easier. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, order of operations. People forget this a lot in fractions. The first thing you have to do is, you've got to do this first, because it's multiplication division gets before addition and subtraction. So, how do I divide mixed numbers? First thing is I need to change them to improper. 4 2/7 is 28 plus 2, 37ths, divided by 1 times 49 plus that, 60 over 11. You can stop me at any point if that didn't make sense to you. Now we still have this 2/5 over here, let's not forget him. How do I divide by a fraction? You flip and multiply. So this is 30 over 7 times 11 over 60. And this is the beauty of the bicameral system, ladies and gentlemen. What should you do at this point? I would not multiply 30 times 11, blah, 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 blah. But you see these two numbers reduce before you multiply. What number goes into both 30 and 60, John? 30, thank you. 30 divided by 30 is 1. 60 divided by 30 is 2. So now when you multiply, you get 11 over 14. I have 2/5 plus 11 over 14. Does that not look better than when we started? Yes. And what happens when I add those together? 2/5, 11 14's my common denominator is, I'm guessing 70, I don't know. It just seems right. If you can't find one, just multiply the two numbers together and that's your common denominator. I multiplied this by 5, which is 55. I multiplied this by 14. 2 times 14 is 28. I add those together, I get 83 over 70. Is that what the answer was? 1 and 13/70? They do something wrong with it still. I hate it when I get halfway into it.
Would it be 60, 49?
I don't know, where'd I go wrong? Somebody?
When you put 1 and 11/49 properly.
Oh. Yeah, why didn't somebody stop me there? This should have been 60, 49.
Okay.
And then this would have been 49 over 60. Then 7 would have also gone into that, and you would end up with what? 7/2? Is that what it was?
Use.
Sorry. 2/5 plus 7/2. I think I got it, Jonah. But I think this is looking better. 4/10 plus 35. 39/10. Which the answer was 3 9/10.
Yep.
Why did you stop me back in the day? Man, that would have saved me a lot of embarrassment. All that for one problem, somebody says?
All that for one problem.
I agree. More questions? Sydney? Hopefully I do it better than the last one. Did you draw the semicircle? What's that? The radius is 3 feet. So here's the deal. First of all, I'd start with the circle, whose radius is 3 feet. but I have only a chunk of it. I just have a sector of that circle. And how many degrees was this? Yeah, this was 120 degrees. So what fraction, Sydney, of the circle is 120 degrees? If there's 360 degrees in a circle, what fraction is 120? Sydney? If there's 120 degrees here and a whole circle is 360, what fraction is that? 1/3. So whatever you get for the whole circle, you're going to divide by 3. And what is the formula for the area of a circle? Pi times radius times radius. And luckily for me, what is my radius? 3. So it's pi times 3 times 3 all divided by 3. And if you did it out, you actually get 9 pi over 3. 3 times 3. Divide 9 by 3. You end up with a big, happy 3 pi. Whatever the answer, what was it? Feet squared. We're getting closer. Stop me there if you want me to do that again. I know some of you do, CJ.
You do the wait. Oh, never mind. I wrote it down.
Okay, that's so. I would love 18. Let's look at 18. 36 divided by 2, with a parenthesis there, 1 plus 2 squared. Is it this squared? Parenthesis like that? Did I write it down right, so? What? I still can't hear it.
It's just saying.
Is that not the exact way it is in the book? That's what it is, all right. Order of operations say what has to happen first? Grouping symbols, which this is. You need to get this down to one number and you're going to divide that into 36 when all is said and done. So it's going to be 36 divided by some number that you get in here. Inside the grouping symbols, you work inside the grouping symbols. What is 1 plus 2? I'll rephrase that. What is 1 plus 2?
3.
3. So I have 3 squared. That's going to get multiplied by 2. Okay, and I can't do this. I don't do this first because this is multiplication. I have to do the exponent first. 3 squared is 9. 2 times 9 is 18, and that's what I divide 36 by. 36 divided by 18 is dos X. Far so good. You just can't get this kind of entertainment anywhere. I'll just tell you. You can try.
No, you can. There's only one Mr. Hahn.
No.
One
It's
Jeff.
about the mathematical part of it. It's John. About the math. It's not about the. Yes, Sydney. If I could hear you, I would. There we go. And again, that's not your fault, it's mine. I'm slowly losing it. Oh, I love this one. We've talked about these before. 9x squared. We are combining like terms for those who are in the farming business. Minus 4x plus 7x minus 6x squared plus 3. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm just going to keep preaching this till we finally finish here. You're combining, you're adding like terms, you're putting together things that have the same exponents with the same powers. X squareds don't like anybody else but x squared. They're going to the junior high dance with only their little x squared friends. I have only 2 x squared terms. This is an x squared term, this is an x squared term, Sydney. If I have 9 x squareds and I take 6 of them away, what am I left with? 3 what? 3 x squareds. They don't change into metamorphose into whatever, adults or teenagers, whatever they are, that's what they end up with. Now here, then I go and look at how many X terms do I have. Well, I got this is an X term and this is an X term. If you want to look at it, look this way. You have 7X and you're taking 4 of them away. You're left with just 3 X's. And there are no other just single numbers there, so it is just stays that single number. 3x squared. Nowhere do I get x to the fourths. Nowhere do I get y. There's no y there. It's just whatever that is. Boy, do I feel good about that. You finishing there? Are we forging ahead to new uncharted territories?
Sure.
Yes.
They're positive.
Huh?
They're positive. They're happy.
You may say the other stuff to come out, because I don't think I'm going to do this justice. So here is what you will do. Oh wait, we didn't have to do, did we do odds or evens?
Yes.
I'll tell you what, for tomorrow, let's do the odds. Who already did the odds?
Stars, no, 16 is the wrong, like, I did 15 or 16.
Let's do the odds. And like I said, I will probably, I am going to come up with my own